My exhibition mainly is on various women, the representation, their identities, as well as mainly focusing on themes of empowerment and speaking about how much progress we've made socially in a number of aspects, but also how much more we need to make. The Power of Time and Squares was based on an image of Taylor Swift's Time magazine cover, on which her face occupies the entire space of the magazine cover, and it does not include any sort of open facial expressions or any sort of objectification or commodification of a female body like you often see on other magazines. Re-representing the woman that's commonly seen in a lot of Liechtenstein works as the blonde-haired, blue-eyed damsel in distress, representing her in Judy Chicago's Triangle of Equality, once again shows her being in charge of what she's saying instead of her being commodified through Roy Lichtenstein's male gaze or anyone else that is an observer. Slimmer and Shine, a series of photographs I took of people I personally knew after asking them three main questions. What physical feature are you most insecure about? What do you feel most confident while wearing or looking like? And the third was, what do you feel most empowered while doing? And I highlighted their insecurities in glitter because it's such a typically feminine object, which is often used dismissively and to an extent where it paints them in a juvenile light. But using it here to highlight the insecurities sort of makes them beautiful in a way, but also highlights them such that they don't have to be negative imperfections anymore. One of my other pieces is titled Noor in the Darkness. This was a bit of a play on words because the subject's name was Noor Inayat Khan, and Noor quite literally means light or diamond. And she died at a very young age, but such a short life had such a huge impact. Self-service, and it's acrylic paint on fabric in a post-impressionist and embroidery style, inspired by Monica Geller from Friends. As a viewer of the show, I was pushed to think about the double standards in the culinary industry, where cooking is said to be such a woman's job in almost every single point in history, but the culinary industry is dominated by men, and whenever women succeed, they are exposed to unfair standards and open sexism. I did a sculpture of Jamaican model Grace Jones. She was especially distinctive in her appearance. This sculpture I then took a picture of and superimposed with an image of the golden ratio mask. And imposing her with the idea of what a perfect face should look like shows that you don't actually have to be perfect to be someone important and to change the rules. My other piece is titled I'm Nobody's Sidekick, which came from a point of inspiration from a book character called Annabeth Chase. She was not the protagonist, but a side character in a children's novel series that I read at the age of 12 and 13. So putting her on a literal blueprint of her life was a way to symbolize her nature, as well as contrasting the black print with a white outline symbolized the contrast between her demigod and human personalities, but also how well she balanced that. My other piece is titled Fade, and it speaks about the problems of pollution and basic human carelessness and erasure of history. So putting the smoke over the actual portraits of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan goes to show how their history and their legacy is fading into the background due to human mistakes and modern apathy towards what should remain important parts of history and heritage.